World War II was a conflict that ended the imperial aspirations of the Axis powers and the Allies. Countries such as the United Kingdom, France, and the Netherlands lost their colonies after the war. This was because of debt, manpower exhaustion, and the rise of nationalism in occupied territories, and one of which was British India. A quick summary of the decolonization of India started after World War I, when the first ideas of home rule emerged in the Swadeshi movement, where British goods were boycotted. Then, in 1919, the non-cooperation movement was started by Gandhi. Most of these movements were led by the Indian National Congress, who in theory were secular, but were heavily influenced by Hindu nationalism and wanted a united India. The total opposite of this was the All-Indian Muslim League, who strived for an independent Muslim state in India. And an often forgotten organization was the Supreme Eternal Party, who represented the Sikh population of the Punjab region and wanted an independent Sikh state. After some series of political reforms, elections were held in 1937, which allowed the INC and the Muslim League to take power. Although in areas controlled by the Congress, Muslims were mistreated and discriminated against severely, and this only furthered the divide between the two communities. In 1939, India joined the Second World War and saw more than 3.35 million fight against the Axis powers. During this, the Lahore Conference took place, where the decision of an independent Pakistan was confirmed. After the war, Great Britain, the economically strained empire, sought to leave most of her colonies as it was too expensive to maintain, leaving power vacuums and violence. This was exactly the same in India, where many communal riots and mass murders were committed by both Hindus and Muslims. And then the Radcliffe Line was created in 1947, creating the border between India and Pakistan, which caused the largest mass migration, larger than the Trail of Tears in America, where Hindus, Sikhs, Muslims, Buddhists, and Jains moved to areas with majorities in their religious group, and in areas such as Assam, Punjab, and Kathiawar. Many of these tensions were not pre-existing and were formed by Great Britain's divide and rule strategy, categorizing the diverse continent by religion and not by ethnicity or by language. But is it possible to partition India to prevent upcoming conflicts and disturbances? 100% no. But let's try anyways. To start, we divide the country using provincial boundaries, which were the administrative divisions of directly administrated India. To the west, the border follows the provinces of Sindh, Balochistan, and the Northwest Frontier Province. For princely states, it is the entirety of the Balochistan Agency and the Northwest Frontier Agency. This border is not completely finished, but I'll get to that later. Now going to the eastern border, it completely encompasses the Bengal Presidency. That covers the Muslim-majority areas. However, in the areas of modern-day Assam, Hinduism, Islam, or Sikhism do not have a majority in this area, but instead followers of an animistic and aboriginal cults, according to this map. Upon further research, this may be referring to the Khasi peoples, Ka-name Khasi monotheistic religion, the Garo people's Sansaric religion, the Haijong people's pre-Hindu monotheistic Taoism religion, the followers of the Hereka socio-religious movement, and the many others. The sheer diversity of this region would make it very difficult to draw a perfect border and would only cause more problems than solutions, and give it to either Pakistan or India would also cause some problems. To solve this, a union would be set up to create voluntary states for the many peoples of this diverse region, ensuring that a strong government can be set up that allow equal representation. Meanwhile, local matters can still be maintained by the tribes and peoples that live there. Now, to get to the nitty-gritty of the entire map making, and that's drawing a line through communities, cultures, and livelihoods. Yay! I'm definitely getting canceled for this, and it's not even funny. Like, this is more hate than the Irish video. For the first province/princely state agency, it's the Punjab region, which historically had a substantial, large Sikh population, which had been ignored when drawing the border, for which we'll take the Sikh majority districts from the country of Khalistan. Next is Kashmir, which had a majority Muslim population but joined India after Pakistan invaded, and it's a whole can of worms that's too long to cover in this video. But another substantial population of the state is the Buddhists to the east, for which we'll give this part to Tibet, which doesn't really matter as we'll get invaded in a couple years anyways, which, an independent Buddhist state can form in the remaining Kashmir before China invades again. This was poorly planned. And that's it for the scenario. If you have any questions, suggestions, criticisms, or whatever, please feel free to comment, and I will hopefully try and respond. And thank you for watching.